Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. Today, Timber and I are out here at the Crater of Diamond State Park in Arkansas. I have some rented gear. I have some of my own gear. Yeah, we'll take a walk through the museum quick and show you guys exactly what we're looking for, some history on the place, and then we'll get to mining. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
All right, so big disclaimer before we start, I've never actually mined for diamonds before. I just wanted to say that early in the video. Everything I'm talking about in the video is based on my gold prospecting knowledge and fluid dynamics. It's basically the same thing, but diamond prospecting is a little bit different, as you'll see that I learn later in the video. So I actually didn't go through my concentrates yet, so I don't know if I found any diamonds yet. Unless what you see in the video is a diamond. We'll find out later. But anyway, I don't want to give away too much. Let's get back to the video. Hope you enjoy it. Oh, also, I apologize for the wind. It was very windy that day. I did some voiceovers.
All right, so here is a map of the diamond search area. It even shows you where some of the famous diamond finds were. She said in here, there's some actual diamonds. There's yellow, white, and brown diamonds, and industrial diamonds. So the diamonds will be very shiny, and they will be rounded. Quartz and other crystals will have sharp corners. So I'm gonna get a good look. This is exactly what we're looking for. That's the white, and here's the yellow. And here's the industrial diamonds. They got that super shiny reflection on it. That's actually very helpful because I had no idea. So if you find something the size of a pencil eraser, you're looking at 1 carat. I'll save the geology lesson. You can pause it there and read it if you like. But basically, it's an ancient volcano crater. They're excavating it. This is the only place in the world where you can keep any rock or mineral you find. That's it. That's the Crater of Diamonds. Here's some diamond hunting tips.
Here's this. If you'll have this back by 4 p.m. and rinse it off at our wash bay, it's that blue railing on the left side of the sidewalk.
Okay, thanks a lot.
No problem. Have fun.
So if you do take material home with you, it has to be sifted gravel, and you're only allowed a 5-gallon bucket per person per day. Digging around, looking for stuff. There's 2 separate wash plants out here. Some people bring like their own wagons and tubs and stuff so you can do all your processing right where you're at. All right, so I've never been diamond mining before, but one thing I do know from my video where I was panning out the sidewalk cracks in the Diamond District of New York City, when I was panning that material out, I did notice that the diamonds were heavy like gold.
So right here, my game plan is, since diamonds are heavy like gold, I was thinking to stick to the washes like that one in the screen there. That's where you're gonna find all your gravel. It's gonna be the most concentrated, the most likely place to find a diamond.
All right, so I don't know if you can tell, but it just rained yesterday, like a lot. And that's actually a really good thing for us because right after a rain, you can actually see the diamonds on the surface a lot easier. So we're gonna keep our eyes on the ground. I think this is a good spot right here. I got a small gravel bar. Let me turn the camera around. So here's the natural flow of water. And you can see, this is where the gravels and stuff naturally get washed and collect. And just like gold, the diamonds are gonna go to the lowest spot. So as I'm walking through here, you can see some interesting rocks. Like there's some jasper. There's all sorts of rocks here. Lots of quartz, calcite, barite. And we'll find a lot of that in very small pieces once we start searching for diamonds. It looks like this diamond was found right here. Imagine finding something like that. There's actually some standing water, so I can use that. So this is the equipment that I brought. It's just 2 buckets and my 1/4-inch arbor fabricating classifier. And then I rented the Saruka and this box screen. So I have 3 of the same screen for whatever reason. Well, basically because I have no idea what I'm doing. All right, we're back after our hike to go get my forgotten shovel. And on the way back, I decided to grab a scoop of what looked to be pretty good gravels here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and classify that. And that's a 1/4-inch classifier. So that means everything bigger than a 1/4 inch is probably not a diamond. Although of course I'm gonna check because that would be pretty good. I'm gonna go to the bottom of this hole right here. You can see it's mostly mud, but there's a couple little pebbles and stuff in there. You never know. Ideally, we want to stay away from mud like that. Like right here, you can see where the water was coming down here, and it forms these little gravel bars. Like right here would be, if I was a diamond, that's where I'd like to drop out. So I'm just gonna walk around and do that for a while, and then we'll move on to the next step. Not sure why there's a hole here. You're supposed to fill in your holes when you leave. There's a piece of quartz down there. There could be agates and stuff in here too. I'm gonna keep my eyes open for other interesting rocks. All right, I got the bucket about halfway full. The next step is to shovel some material into this, I guess 16th inch screen. Everything that goes through the screen is gonna be too small. Yeah, you can find these little tiny micro diamonds and stuff, and some people hunt for them, but we're not looking for those. We're looking for the ones that are a little bit bigger than that. All right, there's about 3 scoops in there. I don't know if that's too much or too little, but I am actually just learning. Never done this before. I guess I could just use this. It's the same screen. So this is just a shovel full of the minus 1/4 inch material directly into this thing called a saruka. It's just a screen, a round screen. And there's a technique where you like turn it and tap it. And I'm not doing it right, but all that does is it concentrates all of your heavy material, like your diamonds and stuff, to the center of the bottom. And then you flip this over and you should be able to see if you have any diamonds right on top. So I'm gonna practice my technique, so don't take my word for it. I'm just learning. If there's a white spot in the middle, then I know I did it correctly. And there's not. That's okay. I'm gonna practice my technique a little bit more and I'll get back to you. Is that a diamond? That would be nice, huh? I'm gonna just go ahead and classify all this stuff to plus 16th inch. I'm gonna take that material and fill this little bucket, or maybe fill the big bucket, and then we'll take it up to a wash plant. That way I can kind of eavesdrop and see how other people are doing it. Maybe even ask some questions, and maybe we can find a diamond. Probably not, but maybe. All right, I walked around and did a little bit of sampling around, just areas that looked okay. Then I dug some sample holes that I filled in, and I found like a clay layer down there. Now, if diamond prospecting is anything similar to gold prospecting, if there's no bedrock, clay acts as false bedrock, and anything heavy would lay right on top of that clay. So, I don't know, it's just a theory. I guess we'll go ahead and classify that down, and then we'll probably do some more scouting and shoveling. So right where timber is standing is where I threw my plus 1/4 inch tailings. And I saw this. At first, I thought it was, the way it was shining, it looked like a diamond, but see that? That's what it was shining like, something like that. I was like, oh, what is that? I think I'm gonna keep any interesting rocks or gemstones I find. There's supposed to be garnets and stuff in here, so I'll just throw it in my snuffer bottle. Right here, I actually found some bedrock. The concentrates here are gonna be light colored, like quartz and barite and stuff like that. So I'm looking for the lighter colored streaks. If I can find one, that would technically be the paste streak here. So I'm gonna walk around and see if I can find one of those and we'll grab it. Here, it looks lighter, but that's just because the sun's coming out, it's starting to dry everything out. Actually, while I'm here at the bedrock, I'm gonna scrape this stuff here. You can see how the bedrock kind of like makes a pocket there. And I'm just gonna basically try to clean off this bedrock. I scraped this bedrock, got in this pocket right here, this cavity. What is that? Timber, you're right in the shadow. There's something shiny right there. I don't think that's anything though. Looks like a piece of mica, actually. Classify this down and then go for another walk, I guess. Can anyone identify this rock? It's just laying on the surface here. It's got some kind of structure to it. It's all bedrock and jasper. Broken bedrock and jasper. So here we have 2 buckets worth of concentrates. Here's another bucket. So this will be the 3rd bucket. I think it's probably going to take maybe 10 buckets to fill this little bucket up of concentrate. Right now it's just plain in mud. I mean, it is pretty awesome out here. If you guys want to come out, it was $15. The wind died down, which is great because, man, I thought it was going to be windy like that all day. Wouldn't have been able to film at all. But yeah, I found my own little pond here, just playing in the mud, enjoying the day. Right, Timber?
At this part of the video, I was actually mentioning that I talked to a person and I asked him what his process was, and he told me to look where there's a lot of jasper, and if you see jasper, that's where you should dig because jasper's heavier, therefore there should be diamonds there.
He's back there right now digging in a jasper deposit. I have about 3/4 of a bucket full of concentrates. I'm gonna take that up to the wash station and just take my time with it. You know, I'm not gonna run a whole bunch at a time, but it's all concentrated down. So this is like 6 buckets worth of work right here.
So one of my neighbors at the wash station looked like he knew exactly what he was doing. I asked if I could get some of his stuff on camera, and I also asked him for some tips.
You can see the lighter material in the middle here, obviously right here. He's got it all concentrated the correct way. He explained the technique to me. I'll try it out, but that's what it's supposed to look like. Any luck today? You find one? Nice.
So here's my first attempt at flipping over the Saruka, and you can see that there is some heavier stuff there. It's not perfect, but it's definitely progress, so I'll take it.
Just like tap it like this, and then bring it to the middle, turn it, tap it down, bring it to the middle. All right, this is just my 2nd try. All right, let's see. Yep. Now the material in the middle, I guess I could just take it home and search through it. I think that's what I'm gonna do.
So in order to collect up all the concentrates or the centers, I just had an empty water bottle and I was using the cap as a little scooper to grab as much as I could. So here I decided to film the technique, even though I don't have it down yet. It's kind of pretty easy. You just got to tap it up and down while it's underwater, and then you shake it back and forth to make a line down the middle, and that concentrates all the stuff towards the middle, and then you turn it, you do the same thing, and eventually all of your heavies should be in the center on the bottom. And then before you flip it, you're supposed to drain off all the water, like you can see me doing right here.
Oh, there's something shiny right there.
Oh, wow.
You see that?
What'd you find?
This little guy right here.
Oh, cool.
I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it's quartz. Diamond's supposed to have round edges, smooth edges. And that looks like it has smooth edges.
And of course, when it's that small, it's hard to tell no matter what.
Yeah. Right there.
Oh, that's cool.
It's probably quartz. Lots of heavies right here. Lots of quartz. I don't see any diamonds, but I really don't know what I'm looking for either. So.
Same.
Kind of don't want to touch it. I think I'm gonna just like grab it. Kind of like just grabbing it with the lid, and then I'm gonna take it home and maybe have, you know, better luck at home. Check it with like a UV light, or I got about a 1/4 bucket left.
All this stuff is like stuff from a hole, and that's kind of stuff that we're going through. It's mostly gravel. A lot of clay to work through, but there's good stuff in there.
Okay.
Lots of big rocks too. You kind of got to take the big with the small. It kind of sucks hauling all of them, but
These guys are from Wisconsin, and they come down here, what, once a year or something?
Once, twice a year.
And they run about 30 buckets a day of just non-concentrated, just full buckets of dirt, about 30 buckets. I ran about 5. So, yeah, very cool. And this guy has watched my show before, so
Oh yeah.
that's pretty cool. These guys offered to show me some of their diamonds that they found.
We got, these are some of the registration cards you get with them. All these are pretty small. We registered 5 of them from our last trip back in October. We were here for 6 days. And here are all the diamonds. Again, they're in cases if you want to.
Oh, wow. So that's what we're looking for. They're pretty small.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a yellow diamond there.
Yep. And where's the one you found today? Oh, he found one today on the flip here. It is in there. It's very, very small.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, I see it rolling around in there.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow, you found that. Very nice. Hey, thanks for showing me that.
Oh, of course.
I want to go for one last bucket. Timber's getting a little bit whiny, so we're gonna have to leave pretty soon. This was actually really cool. There's actually a lot of people out here. They were saying a lot of people like to show up like when it's raining or the day after it rained, because you can just look down at the ground and maybe find a diamond. All right, guys, time flies when you're having fun. I've been out here for 6 hours now. I did bring all of my like concentrates. I have them in a bottle here. So we'll go through those when we get back to Colorado, but there's less wind. Okay, here we have our plus and minus kitchen strainer size material from the Arkansas Crater of Diamonds. I brought everything home in this bottle right here, and I dried everything out. I even took a ultraviolet light and went over it, but I did not see any diamonds. Now, not all diamonds will fluoresce under a UV light, but I thought I would use it anyway. I even looked at the really small stuff here. The technique I used was I used a brush and I just slowly went through everything. I kind of spread it out a little bit. I don't think I missed any diamonds. I went through it twice. For the bigger ones, I would think that the diamonds would be much more obvious. This is what the material looks like. There's a lot of jasper in there. I had some quartz pieces, but nothing that was shiny when it was not wet. That's kind of what I was looking for. This is the closest thing I found to a diamond. I think it's quartz, but as you can see, it's not super shiny. Like the real diamonds are extremely shiny. This here is kind of not. It's more like a piece of rounded quartz, but that's why I think this is the closest thing to a real diamond that I actually found. Still pretty interesting. It's about the size of a pencil eraser. And even though it's not a diamond, it is still a keeper in my book. So I went ahead and threw that and a couple other interesting rocks from Arkansas into this little vial. I'm gonna put it on the Arkansas shelf. And I have videos for every other one of these shelves as well. Everything from British Columbia, Canada, and the Yukon to Iceland and Germany and Japan, Australia. Definitely subscribe if you want to check out the videos. I have a lot more shelves to go too. So, unfortunately, we didn't find any diamonds, but I did learn a bunch just by going down there and asking some questions, trying it out for myself. I had probably 100 emails and comments and recommendations from you guys telling me when I do my Arkansas video, make sure it's at the Crater of Diamonds. Now, obviously, this isn't a instructional video. I didn't know what I was doing when I went there, but I did learn, and hopefully you guys learned something too. And if you like this video and you want me to go back to the Crater of Diamonds to actually find a diamond, hit the thumbs up button, make sure you subscribe, and let me know in the comments what you thought. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Thanks everyone for watching my video. If you're still here, you're one of the 42% that actually watched the whole thing, so I really appreciate that. Also, a big thanks to all of my Patreon supporters and channel members on the screen. And if you like this video, you're going to like the other ones linked here on the screen as well. And thanks for watching.